All I ever wanted was for the world to hear my songs. But the man behind the desk in New York, he had all the power. And he told me I better get with the program. I better shape up, or he'd put me on the bus himself so I could go back to Farmtown. It was tough.
Not a lesson learned. Who'd imagined I would crash and burn? But you got me there, so I'm declaring a silent war. Can't do it anymore. This is not what I was asking for. But you got me here, then you disappeared. Was it always meant to be a dream? No inside. In the middle of the night, you see me fighting, hopelessly sure of how I feel. The broken never heal. In the middle of the night, you see me fighting, foolishly sure of what is real. The broken never heal. Wish I was made out of
Buddy, I am so happy to see you today. Thank you so much for coming back and seeing me and Desi. I so hope you had a good, safe week. I think today we are going to have some fun. I am doing a favorites video. I haven't done a favorites video in months. So this is kind of pent up favorites. So I've got some really cool things for my balcony outside I want to show you. I've got kind of a lot of makeup for some reason, but I didn't buy makeup for a whole year. But you know, I got my vaccine yesterday, and it gave me so much hope because I knew I was getting my vaccine, you know, a couple weeks ago. So I just made a pig of myself and I bought a whole bunch of new makeup. So I want to show you what I bought and what I have been loving, what I have been using every day. So I think that's going to be fun. And I have a serum that was sent to me that just blew me away. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, dear Lord, not another serum. This one is so good. So I want to share that with you. And then at the end of the video, I want to talk a little bit about something personal. Something that has to do with a TV show that I have been enjoying. I want to start out with makeup, and I want to bring you two foundations that I fell in love with, and they could not be more different. The first one is by Yves Saint Laurent, and I believe this is called Touche Éclat, and it is, and I think that means sparkle touch in French. I know that because I'm so smart. No, I Googled it. Anyway, so this foundation is like butter. It is so beautiful. It's very, very lightweight. You could almost call this a tinted moisturizer. It's a skin treatment and it makes your skin so soft and glowy. It feels like you've added water to it. It's that silky and thin, but it does give you quite a bit of coverage and you can build it up. But if you're like me and, you know, there's certain situations where maybe you're going to be in the sun or around your family and you don't want a full face of heavy makeup, this is gorgeous. You do get coverage, you glow, and it lasts forever. It is so beautiful. So I can't recommend that foundation enough. The other foundation that I wanted to make sure I mentioned today is the Outlast by CoverGirl. This is their new foundation. This is like 3-in-1. This is your sunscreen. It's not enough sunscreen, you know, but there's sunscreen in it. And it is your concealer and your foundation all in one. And the only other foundation I ever saw like this was from Milani, and I hated it. This one I love. I mean, you know, the other foundation was just so light and airy. Well, this one isn't light and airy, but it's very comfortable on the skin. This CoverGirl Outlast foundation, I swear it's like magic. You know, you're looking in the mirror and you're you know, applying it. I apply it with my fingers and then go over it with a brush. But it's like magic. Any type of imperfection you have, redness, a freckle, an age spot, it's like gone. It's just beautiful, and it wears so well. Last couple of months, I have been using two eyeshadow palettes almost every day that I love. This one is by Makeup Revolution. This is the dupe for the Shade and Light, the old palette by Kat Von D. Anyway, that's long gone, but this remains, and this is wonderful. You know, they have a warm palette, a neutral palette, a cool palette. You can get any look you want out of it. It's always classy. It's always spot on. I just love it. The other palette I fell in love with is a new palette to me, and it's by ColourPop, and it's called Goin' Coconuts. So it's gorgeous. There are 6 very beautiful, unusual brown colors with yellow undertones, so it's very classy. I mean, you can get a day look or a night look out of it, but it's gorgeous, very pigmented, and it feels very high end. But in the middle of the palette, they give you 3 blings, you know, so we can kind of dress up our eyelid. But it's not glitter, it's not over the top, it's absolutely beautiful. Starting to feel a little guilty on how much makeup is in this video. I can't help myself. But you know, you gals ask me all the time, what about those lines around our lips? You know, what can I do? And you know, I've always been a little bit at a loss for words, because I do think that my rosehip oil and my carrot oil do help my lines around my lips. But I did find a little bit of a workaround that I wanted to share with you. This is the e.l.f. Putty Primer, and it is just like how it sounds. It's like a little pot of putty, and you get it on your fingers, and you can tap it into those little lines around your lips before you put on your makeup. But you don't stop there. It's so subtle that after you have your makeup on, you know, before you have your lipstick on, you can just pat it right in there, and it fills out those lines. And then, you know, you just powder it a little bit, and then, you know, go to town with your lipstick. But how cool. I had no idea that this worked that well. I would have shared this with you before, because I know so many of you do struggle with those little lines around your mouth, and that makes you feel bad. So try the e.l.f. Putty. I think it's right around $6. It might be the best $6 you ever spent. Kind of, yeah. You know, I can't be the only one that is noticing so many ladies are getting their lips done. And you know, that's painful. That hurts. I don't want to go down that road, do you? Anyway, I've never really shared with you my very favorite lip plumpers that you can get. And I think that the drugstore has upped their game. I think the drugstore lip plumpers are just as good as the high-end ones. And I wanted to share with you what I use. There are 2 that I think just knock it out of the park, and this is the lip glosses from Essence are so beautiful, and they're like a lip treatment. And the lip plumpers and glosses from Milani are incredible. There is not an English word that I can think of to tell you how wonderful these are. I mean, they really plump up my lips. And I don't know, I mean, I don't know if that's really good or bad, you know. I mean, I never really lose sleep over, you know, how plump my lips are, and I know you don't either. But this really, really works. Almost to the point where if I double apply one of the Milani glosses, lip lip plumper. This one is in Champagne. I almost don't recognize myself because my lips are so, my upper lip is so big. And so now I kind of know what that would be like to look in the mirror after you've had a little work done and not exactly recognize yourself completely. I want to share with you is something by Catrice. This is a pretty large highlighter for your face and your body. It's kind of like a highlighting powder. But this one is so different. This is so different than just a regular highlighter. This is not expensive. This runs about $10. But this highlighter powder is, it kind of, what I do, I'll show you what I do, because it's hard to explain what makes this so beautiful. But I put it on my fingers, I rub my fingers together, and I go over all of my face and my neck, my décolleté, and then I do it again. I go over my legs for the summer and my arms. And as you can see, it isn't like it's a highlighter laying on top of your skin. The glow is coming like from within. I've never seen anything like it. It's so amazing. I'm sure everybody is well aware that the things that I use on my face are things that come from the earth, extracts that come, from trees and flowers and just things that come from the earth. That's what I firmly believe in, and I think that helps me look my best. At how old am I? 66? Yeah. Anyway, so the company Clarins, they're a French company and very high-end. They reached out to me because that's their philosophy too. So they wanted me to try their day cream, their eye lift cream, and their double serum. And so the day cream was great and the eye lift was fine, but they wouldn't have made this video. I mean, yeah, they really weren't anything to write home to mom about. However, they have a serum that has 21 extracts of all natural things, and the number one ingredient in it is turmeric. And we all know turmeric is phenomenal when it comes to firming, brightness, and fine lines, wrinkles, and pores, right? Okay, so here it is. It's so beautiful. This is I love this serum. Right now, it's like my number one serum. And I know you're thinking, another serum? And why? Why is this one so great? Well, when I look in the mirror, I can't see my pores very well. I mean, it's like, what happened in my pores? And after I put my makeup on, there is this, I don't know, it looks different. I look healthier. So after a few weeks of using this, I love it, and I feel guilty. I feel really guilty that I'm holding this up and telling you how much I love it, because this is so expensive, and I've always said skincare doesn't have to be expensive. Get yourself, some vitamin A, rosehip seed oil, and carrot oil, and you're good to go. And that I still believe that this is really good, and I want to be really honest and upfront that this is a serum I will probably use like forever. And it's like one bottle will last probably a year. I'm kind of excited to show you what I got for my outside balcony. And I love living here so much, and it took a little getting used to, because I mean, you can have an apartment that has a wooded view, but I'm on a hill, and the view is like a mountainous view, almost. So it's taken me a while to get used to that. It's kind of hard to explain, but it just feels so different, so rustic than anything that I have ever experienced. So I found a couple things from my balcony that kind of make it feel, kind of more, a little bit like what I'm used to, like down home. So I got the most beautiful solar chime. I didn't even know solar chimes existed. This is by the company Woodstock, and it soaks up all the sun in the daytime, and it's so beautiful. But at night, it's magical because all that solar energy has it light up. The other thing that I got for my balcony is this silk flower basket, and I got this off of Amazon. This is by, I believe, Silk Naturals, and it's beautiful. And Amazon for me is always hit or miss, but this is a hit. One of my last favorites is, it's a TV show that I haven't watched since 2015, the year that I started YouTube. And I started watching The Voice again. Do you watch that show where, it's just a little talent contest? Anyway, the reason I love that show so much is, somebody 40, 50, 60 years old and beyond can stand up there and sing and be appreciated, and they can make it, they can, exposure like that, they can make their living doing music, no matter what they look like and no matter their age. And I cry and cry. I cry through the whole show. I just love it. I can't wait for Monday and Tuesday nights. And I don't know, I thought to myself, why do I love it so much? And I just want to share this story with you real quick. When I was a young girl, I was 28 years old, and I was going to be signed by Arista Records in New York. And I was sitting there in their office, and I was so scared, but I was excited. And I had just gotten done with a photo shoot. And the man that was the head of A&R, and he came in and he sat me down, and we were talking, and he didn't like the pictures that were taken of me. And he also didn't like the demos of the songs that we were going to record for Arista. And he held up one of the pictures that I just loved, and he said, "Look at this. Look how old your eyes look in this picture. It's just terrible." I was 28 years old. And he said, and another thing about, the way that you sing, we really want you to project a little bit more. We're going to have to give you a brand new sound because we're already up against it with your age. You being 28 years old, that's pretty much over the hill. So we got some work to do. And if you don't want to get with the program, Susan, get on the bus and go back to Farmtown. I was 28 years old. I felt so small, so old. I felt like I had no value whatsoever. So what did I do? Well, it went on like that, for a couple more weeks. So I did. I got on that bus and I went back to Farmtown. Farmtown was where my little boy was and where my husband was. And I made a different life for myself. I think that's why I feel so passionately about how I don't want you to feel old. I don't want you to feel like life has passed you by. Life starts anew every single morning we are given to live another day. So that's why I love that show. It doesn't matter what this gal looks like, or what this guy looks like, or how old they are. It's a brand new day.
Not a lesson learned. Who'd imagined I would crash and burn? But you got me there, so I'm declaring a silent war. Can't do it anymore. This is not.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. I loved every second of it. And I wanted to say a thank you to my friend Laura who sent me this mask. And Desi has a matching bow tie to the mask. I thought that was like so cute. So thank you so much. And please everybody, have yourself a wonderful, calm, safe new week. And when you're done with your week, come back and see me and Desi, okay? All right. We'll be here. We love you.
I don't regret my decision to get on that bus and go home, even though at the time it felt like a terrible decision. But it was a blessing. You know, perhaps it's really not true. We aren't as young as we feel. We're only as young as the people around us will allow us to feel. And that has to change.